Today, my heart is bursting wide open. I am so full of love, compassion, empathy that I have to share it with all of you. Something tragic happened today for me. I was in bed in the morning looking at my Facebook, and I found out that one of my dearest friends had lost her son to suicide. And my first response was, why didn't she tell me? Because it had happened a couple of weeks before. And how can I help her? Because this is what I do. This is who I am. So I immediately picked up the phone and I called her. And we talked for more than an hour. And we set up some regular coaching sessions so that we can work through it. Because I've been through it. The loss of a child. I've been through the grief. I've been stuck. I've been anxious. I've felt guilt. I've felt shame for wanting to have done more. There was anger, all of it. And these are all the things that she was sharing with me because it's part of the grief process. And here's why I'm sharing this with all of you. Is because the reason why I'm doing this and what I want is to offer you hope. I want to give you hope when you don't have any. When all you feel is pain, all you feel is loss, and you're not really sure how you're going to go on day after day. I want you to know that if you've lost someone recently, or maybe even a longer time ago, you are going to be okay. You can get through this, and you don't have to do it alone. We isolate. We hide. We want to pretend we want it to just go away. We want to believe that we don't need support, that we can just push it aside. And that just isn't the case. Earl Groman says the only cure for grief is to grieve. And so there's things that you need to do. Hire a coach, get to a therapist, get to a support group for whatever type of loss that you have. You need to be with other people who know what you're going through, who can share in your pain, who are courageous enough and strong enough to sit with you. I want to do that. I want to be able to do that for her, and I want to be able to do that for everyone because I think it's so important. You know, she mentioned anxiety. Anxiety is so not wanting to leave the house, not wanting to reach out is the normal reaction. Fear for going out in public, for people seeing you, the shame, the guilt, not wanting to deal with all of it. It's natural. And it's the process. But here's the thing that you need to know about anxiety. Anxiety is driven by your thoughts. So first you think, and then you feel. And that panic shows up because of what you're thinking. And you may or may not know what those thoughts are. But then as your thoughts and your feelings start to happen, then your body starts to respond in response to what you were thinking and what you were feeling. And that's where anxiety gets created. So if you're feeling anxious, know that it's part of the process. Try to understand what the thoughts are that are going off in your head. And I know it can be challenging, But when the panic starts to happen, when the anxiety starts to happen, the solution and the cure is to go back to the thoughts, because the thoughts make the feelings that make the behaviors, right? That makes your body respond, right? So the body responds by your heart racing, by your getting shallow breathing, by your hands starting to tingle and get numb. Your mind is doing it, and you can control it. So I talked about anxiety. There's so much that we can talk about, but I think that what's really important is that there's hope. And I want you to know that having that hope, if you don't have it, if you're in a place where you don't have hope right now, because things are so painful and so tragic, please hang on to my hope for you. Because we are stronger than we think. There are going to be times when it's an uphill battle. This is likely one of the hardest things that you'll ever have to deal with in your life. But that's okay, because you're strong, you can get support, and you can get through this. You can survive it. So I know you may not feel that right now, but you can, because lots of other people have gotten through it. And that's what the support groups are about. That's what talking to someone who at least gets it can do for you as a starting point. Someone who can explain to you what you're experiencing and tell you that your emotions are valid, that what you're feeling is real. And those thoughts that go off in your head that you're scared to share because you can't even believe you're thinking them, that's real. That's real shit. And it needs to be spoken, and it will help you move through the process. What I'm offering you today is hope. And so I have an offer for you. I am so compelled to help because society doesn't teach us that it's okay to ask for help. I want you to know it's okay to ask for help. It is a sign of strength, not a sign of weakness. Please know that. So I want to offer free coaching to the first 10 people that ask for it. And we'll get started and we'll see how it works for you. Free coaching for, let's say, 2 months. I want to offer 2 months worth of free coaching. So that's once a week. So that's 8 sessions that I want to offer you for the first 10 people. You are not alone in your grief. You deserve support. You deserve to understand what happened. You deserve to process. And you deserve to find out what life could look like for you in the future, even though your loved one is gone. You can find joy again. And I want to help you get there. If you're thinking about sending me a message, you can email me at griefeinspired@gmail.com. I want to help. Let me help you. My name is Catherine McNulty. I am the founder of Grief Inspired. I am a grief survivor. I am a mother with a child in heaven. And I want to support you because I know how hard the grief process is when you try to do it on your own. I did it on my own. You don't have to. please reach out to me. Let me support you. If you have any inclination of emailing me, just do it now. You're going to be okay. There is hope. You too can become a grief survivor and be grief inspired. Love to all of you. Take care of you. And hopefully we'll talk soon.